Well, this is certainly a surprise. Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment was just about the last game I expected we'd get right now, since we just had a Zelda soundtrack not too long ago with The Link Between Worlds. Mario Kart World filled the Switch 2 quota at the beginning of June, and Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity isn't here at all. But it's here, not even a year after it came out, which is cool to see. I actually haven't played Age of Imprisonment yet, so this was my first time listening to its soundtrack, which is exciting, even though it spoiled me on the endgame. Surprisingly, none of Age of Calamity's composers returned for Age of Imprisonment. Instead, the soundtrack is helmed by Keiichi Okabe and his band Monaka. He's worked on numerous Tekken soundtracks, made remixes for Smash 4 and Ultimate, but he's most well known for the Nier series, particularly the much acclaimed score for Nier Automata. And yep, I can definitely hear the Nier influence here. Land of Antiquity is quite upbeat and fun, very unique for Zelda, bringing the piano, strings, and clapping together for a strong start to this game's soundtrack. The Unknown Abyss is darker and more synth-heavy, utilizing the almost broken style of music that characterized the Depths and Tears of the Kingdom, just faster paced and more fun. Frox's battle theme is fine. It is a relatively light tone to fit an early game encounter, but it doesn't stand out much compared to some of the other battle themes. Like Talos' battle theme, a more intense version of its theme from Breath of the Wild, while still being bouncy and a joy to listen to. The Flux Construct battle theme sounds pretty alien, but mixes in flutes to give it a very lively feel. Wicked Designs reminds me of Hold the Line from Age of Calamity, a darker, more somber track that is nonetheless beautiful and great to listen to. Razor's Edge is the most frantic battle theme so far, and it does a very solid job of putting you on edge while still being fun. On the Offensive, on the other hand, is very triumphant, making you feel uber powerful as you tear through your enemies. While Imminent Danger is much more menacing. Those pounding drums work wonderfully to make a very imposing track. The Blood Moon Rises is fast and frenetic, and mixing the orchestra with a sax works wonders here. Gleeok's battle theme is quite punchy with its instrumentation. I would have preferred a more sweeping track for this King Ghidorah knockoff, but this works well too. Battle for the Snowfield might be the best field theme in the game, using the Dragon Roost Island leitmotif Rito Village has always had, and bringing it out in its full glory. Grimgara's battle theme takes after Colgara's theme from Tears of the Kingdom. It's not as good, but it still works as a solid boss theme. Battle for the Wetlands uses piano and winds nicely to sell the wetness of Zora's domain, while still being fast-paced enough to fit in a big battle. Grim Turok's battle theme remixes Muk Turok's theme, using synths this time to make for a much more tense track. Battle for the Volcano is booming with an awesome beat, taking easily my least favorite area theme from Breath of the Wild and making it a blast to listen to now. Grim Goma's battle theme remixes Marbled Goma's theme, and much like that one, it's solid, but doesn't stand out compared to the other boss themes in my opinion. Compared to Age of Calamity's remix of the Lost Woods theme, Battle for the Forest is a lot more whimsical, fitting the silliness of the Koroks while still keeping that mysterious feel of the original intact. Battle for the Desert is probably the most Middle Eastern sounding of Gerudo Desert's themes, and is also one of the more exciting. I especially like the accompanying sitar. Grim Gibdo's battle theme remixes Queen Gibdo's theme into something much more thrilling, and the Middle Eastern instruments help it stand out even more. The Gloom Spawn's theme is less haunting than before, putting more emphasis on percussion this time, which works as you're actually fighting it head-on now. Into the Depths is fittingly freaky, with a lot of cacophonic synths clashing, yet somehow still making for a very enjoyable track. I can see this hurting other people's ears, but I like it a lot. Phantom Ganon's theme is significantly extended from before, starting with Gloomspawn's theme before transitioning to his theme from Tears of the Kingdom, but even more powerful with a kick-ass beat to accompany the brass. Despite the name, Overpowered is quite triumphant and almost playful, practically the musical equivalent of being on a high. While Outmatched is more grand and downbeat, reminding me of a late-game Fire Emblem map theme, which if you don't know, is a very good thing. Deadlocked is the most tense of the three, with the backing piano and lead flute helping to make this song one of the game's highlights for me. If Outmatched sounded like a Fire Emblem map theme, then To the Rescue sounds a lot like a Fire Emblem battle theme to me. It's a little repetitive for my liking, but the trumpet carries the song well. Undaunted Will, to my surprise, turned out to be the classic overworld theme from Zelda 1, and it's a great orchestral version too. I think this is the first straight remix of the song in the Wild era, and it even includes A Link to the Past title theme for good measure. On the March is a remix of Breath of the Wild's regular overworld battle theme, which I was not expecting for a late game track. The melody is a little scattered, but I think it works fine enough. The Stormwind arc is a very sweeping track, nicely emphasizing that you're approaching the climax of the journey. Toward Destiny keeps up the feel all the way to the end, with a more somber track that hammers in that this is do or die. Ganondorf's boss theme is split into multiple phases as expected, the first phase using Calamity Ganon's theme to solid effect. I would have preferred they use his intimidating second phase theme from Tears of the Kingdom, but this is good too. And the second phase transitions into Tears of the Kingdom's main theme, which doesn't hit nearly as hard as the Demon Dragon theme, but still works well to counter Ganondorf's menace, especially when the awesome second half kicks in. But that's not the end, as there's one more battle with the Forbidden Construct, with 3 phases. They're really good, not sounding epic enough to overshadow Ganondorf, nor being among the best Zelda final boss themes, but the somber choir and energetic orchestra help end Age of Imprisonment on a super solid note. Well, that was a lot better than I expected. Spoilers for the eventual Age of Calamity video, but while I liked that game's music, I wished it was more grandiose and punchy, and Age of Imprisontment's music is exactly that. It may sound more like Nier than Zelda at times, but this is a really, really good collection of songs that I am very happy I finally gave a chance to. I do question if Age of Imprisonment's soundtrack will stick in my head, since I don't think any of its tracks reach the highest heights of the mainline games, but I will gladly take the trade-off of it being fun from start to finish. Maybe I'm crazy, but I'm gonna rank Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment at 24th place, ahead of Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, but behind Super Mario 64. It's so close to being great, and maybe I will think it's great after a few more listens, but for my first listen, it's just really good. And hey, still much higher than I was initially expecting. I'll see you next time for the next episode of Nintendo Music Weekly. We just got an announcement for a remake for Ocarina of Time, and I'm so excited to hear the soundtrack. If you recall, I said the main reason I wanted an Ocarina remake was so we could get a fully orchestrated version of its soundtrack, and we might just be getting that. I can't wait to hear it and cover it on this show for all of you. Bye!